blind spots. So here's what actually happened over at Charles de Gaulle on a mechanical level. Polymarket settles its Paris temperature bets using a single weather sensor near the Charles de Gaulle runway perimeter. It's on a public road, unguarded. On April 6th, the reading spiked 4 degrees in 12 minutes at 6:30 p.m. No other station in Paris reported anything unusual. One user who'd placed a bet 20 times larger than their normal wager won $14,000. 9 days later, the same sensor, the same spike pattern, a different user won $20,000. He figured out that it worked and he upped his bet. French weather enthusiasts, a very niche type of human, flagged it. There was a criminal complaint filed. Polymarket moved the data source to a different airport. However, they did not refund the bets. So if you lost money on this jerk gaming the system, that contract resolved as final. The blockchain settled, the money is gone, even though everyone, the French police, Polymarket, the users on the platform, they all know that the data was manipulated. It was patently false. The system worked exactly as programmed, and it paid out on data that everyone knows is fake. The code did what the code was supposed to do, but the thermometer, the source of gathering data, was the problem. However, the system still processes that information as the truth. This is what crypto people call the Oracle problem. So the blockchain that Polymarket runs on is perfect. It's working as it's supposed to. Smart contracts work, but every contract that settles on a real world event, weather, elections, sports scores, it all depends on a bridge between the physical world and the code. That bridge is called an oracle. It feeds the data into the blockchain. And the oracle for Paris weather was a single unguarded thermometer, one flimsy point of failure that anyone, evidently with a hairdryer, could walk up to. This poses the biggest question, especially with a prediction market like Polymarket, which uses blockchain, unlike Kalshi, which is not run on the blockchain, CFTC regulated, and has a few more lines of defense. With Polymarket, when the code is law, but the real world facts are questionable, how do you bridge that gap? This and other questions around prediction markets are going to become more and more central to people's lives. Real money is going to be won and lost in these arenas. This is a platform that CNN treats like a polling service, that the White House had to warn staff about. Wall Street watches it for signals, but it was beaten by an Amazon hairdryer on a public road. Code may be sacred, but the thermometer is not. And nobody has solved that problem yet.